over the 2022 Hindu Muslim unrest. An independent inquiry titled Better Together Understanding the 2022 Violence in Leicester has been released, examining how tensions escalated into street clashes. The commission, linked to researchers from SOAS University of London and the London School of Economics, set out to assess causes, accountability, and prevention. Its core finding: the violence was serious but avoidable. The report says there was no single trigger and no single community solely responsible. Instead, it cites a mix of rising tensions, imported political rhetoric, and institutional gaps that allowed local disputes to spiral. A central theme is disinformation. The inquiry argues that misleading online content and polarizing social media narratives intensified mistrust and helped mobilize people on the ground. In short, digital narratives didn't just reflect tensions, they accelerated them. But several Hindu organizations reject that conclusion. The Hindu Community Organizations Group, or HCOG Leicester, says the report disproportionately focuses on Hindutva ideology and places unfair scrutiny on Hindus. They argue that attacks on Hindu homes, temples, and individuals are not given adequate weight. The row was also turned to funding. The inquiry acknowledges support from the Open Society Foundations founded by George Soros. HCOG cites reports of a £620,000 grant and says this raises serious questions about neutrality. Supporters respond that funding transparency is standard practice and does not prove bias. Independence concerns were raised even before publication. The inquiry is chaired by human rights expert Juan Méndez and has been associated with SOAS academic platforms. Critics question framing and composition. Supporters say an academic probe was necessary amid fractured trust. The report also critiques institutions, pointing to gaps in policing, communication, and civic leadership that may have allowed tensions to escalate unchecked. It concludes with calls for stronger community engagement, better preparedness by authorities, and sustained efforts to counter misinformation. But the backlash highlights a deeper challenge. Even when responsibility is shared on paper, rebuilding trust on the ground remains far more complex.